Hello, welcome to my channel, Lady D Psychic. This will be my astrology reading on Prince Charles, Camilla, and I'm also going to do a little bit on Andrew as well in this video. I wasn't going to do Prince Andrew, but I will cover a little bit of his astrology in this video because it all relates. The three of them all have similar transits. There's similar things in the chart, especially when it comes to Camilla and actually Charles, where they have certain aspects. So I did do a video, yeah, I think it's like a few years ago now. I did a video which I did all about the natal chart of Charles, and I think I did cover Camilla in that video as well. So this is a follow-up video too on them, and I'm adding Andrew in too. I'm going to do a separate video for William and Kate, and I'm going to do a follow-up video about Harry and Meghan in a separate video as well. So it'll be 3 videos all together in this part, or this, should I say, little series that I'm doing. So let's look at, first of all, Charles, because I kind of feel like there's going to be abdication coming in here. I kind of feel like Charles this year will have to step down. I kind of feel like William's going to be the one that gets the crown, obviously, because he is the next in line. But I feel like that it's all connected with Andrew. I feel like there's more secrets that we have with Charles as well. I feel like a lot of stuff happens behind the scenes. But let's look at the chart of Charles first, and then we'll go Camilla, and then we'll do Andrew. So let's look at Charles's chart first. And I also always put in what I get intuitively as well as what I see in the chart, like I do in every video that I do. So let's share the screen now. So here I have Prince Charles's chart. So he is a Scorpio. He's an ascending Leo, and he's born on the 14th of November 1948 at 9:14 p.m. Now, he is a Scorpio Sun, Taurus Moon, and then a Scorpio Mercury. I wouldn't trust him personally. With these Scorpios, I just don't like his energy either. So I'm not a fan of Prince Charles. I know he's King Charles now, but to me I always refer him as King, as Prince. But I know he's King Charles. Just a habit that I have. Anyways, um, he's got actually at this moment around now, he'll be getting unexpected news coming in with Mercury over Uranus there. Go back to his personality. Sorry, I do tend to just go a bit of where I see things. It's just I'm an Aquarian, so I can get a bit all over the place. But I will try and have some structure to the reading. So just to recap some of his natal aspects. So of course he's got a Scorpio Sun and Mercury is Scorpio. He's able to manipulate. He would be very good at finding out people's weaknesses. Looking at sort of researching. He would be about change and, clearing out old things and bring way for new things. The Taurus energy, there's the 3 fixed signs. So he's very stubborn. He'd also be thinking a lot about money. He'd also be someone who would want his comforts and his luxury as well with the Taurus moon. I feel like emotionally doesn't give much away either. He's got Venus in Libra, so he does like women that are basically people pleasers, do things for him, not going to create disturbance or a mess. Like he's going to want to outshine them. And we've got his Mars in Sag. So he can have a bit of a temper. It's not as intense temper, but he can. But being that Scorpio, he's very big on loyalty and who he can trust as well is a big thing for him. He's also got all these tries to the moon, which is quite positive, as well as the sextile to Venus and Mars. There's positive aspects there. And even the way this aspects to Saturn here, he can sort of talk his way out of a problem here. Although with the current transits he has, I think that it's going to be a bit hard to talk our way out of certain issues. With his natal, he does have a conjunction here. See, Neptune and Venus are very close together, 2 degrees apart. So when it comes to relationships and even like money at times, like it can just dissolves away. I always feel like The easiest way to explain Neptune is if you get a disprin and you dissolve it in water, that's Neptune. So when it comes to relationships, things kind of dissolve around him. It's also in the fourth house. It's also about the family, the home aspects too. He feels most comfortable talking to his family. He's very big on relationships and the home and the family with the son being there. He actually would have seen his father as more of a homebody or home type man, as well as someone maybe playful, childlike, because part of the fifth house, because it's on the edge here, as well as maybe having a good relationship with his dad. He also saw his dad as a Scorpio, so he may have seen his dad as someone who had a lot of secrets, perhaps a bit manipulating, someone who could also find out your weakness, perhaps. Saw his mum through the Taurus energy, someone who's stubborn, and his mum was a Taurus too, if I remember correctly. And who had the money in the 10th house, who had the career, and that's exactly what happened with the Queen. She had the career, and especially in the early years, he was more of a homebody, the homemaker, the father. But he also had a lot of secrets too. When it comes to relationships for Giles, he's not going to be happy with anyone. He does have Jupiter, which helps him with relationships. Mars can be a strength, but arguments. Chiron's his wound. But the thing is that all him, William, and Harry all have Chiron in the fifth house, so there's relationships is all part of their wound. They're not. But with Charles, no matter who he's with, he's not going to be completely happy with them. I will say that. He also can have a bit of a temper having this Pluto in the first house. Now, the aspects that are coming up that I want to get to, we have this Chiron. So Chiron in the 10th house. So there's already problems been in his reign. We saw him early on, people were throwing things at him early on. Now he's having to deal with stuff with Andrew. And there's been like a little bit of hiccups with his being ill too. But Chiron coming over here very soon. It's going to come right over here for 4 months over the moon. Then next year it'll hit again. And this is going to be sort of issues in the home. So there could be physical issues like things aren't working in the home, but it also could be with people. I have feelings with people. I feel like it's already started, what we've seen on the news. It's going to feel like it gets more intense. And also being the 10th house, it's also going to be affecting his career. As well as that, we have Saturn just about to come into this 10th house, and it will be there for about 2 years, 2.5 years. So, and as it goes through, it's going to get more intense. We've also got Pluto on to the DC, which is relationships. I have a feeling, and what I've been hearing last while, and I haven't felt like his reign will be a long one, but I do feel like there's going to be an abdication coming here. I feel like he'll have to step down. I don't know if it's going to be him passing, but I just see the crown moving on to William. So I do feel like there's going to be a passing on. I don't feel like he's going to be able to stay in this leadership role, and I feel like it's going to get a lot harder than what it is now, especially once with Neptune back with that Saturn and Chiron. It's very hard, but it's going to get more intense of late. So, and this is going to be there for at least another 5, 6 years of being in this house here, which is the career house. He's got Uranus in the 11th house, so unexpected things happening with friends. He likes people a bit quirky, a bit different, because he's born with Uranus in his 11th house too. He is going to be getting, when we get to July, Jupiter will be coming through the first house, and it's going to be like with the body, so his health may improve with that. And then when we go to September, October, it will sort of coming into the second house, so that could be pay rise, but it will come out and going in the next year, which, oh dear, I hate it when I do that. Let me just see if I can get it back. Okay. So I can go forward and see, but Jupiter in this second house, it is going to be pay rise, so it will hit. Let me go forward and see. Pretty sure when we get to September, hasn't hit yet. Let me just see, because I know when we get to about this time next year is when it's actually going to go into that second house. But I have a feeling it will go in and come back out. Yeah, it sort of goes on the cusp there. And that could give him, I have a feeling history is going to repeat itself like it did with what's his great uncle, no, be his uncle. No, his great uncle. Um, I have a feeling there's going to be, because so as I said, it'll come in, it will go out, then it'll be in about this time next year, come back in, and it will come out more 20 or 2028 will come out. But in the meantime, we're still going to be dealing with this Chiron going through this 10th house. So he could get another job. He could be another working royal doing other things. But I kind of feel like that there's going to have to be avocation here. So Saturn sort of goes close, but then it goes retrogrades back. And then when we get to next year, if I go early next year, if I go February next year, we've got that Saturn still in that ninth house is learning, it's travel, it's also a psychic house too. But Chiron's going to come back. And we're going to be doing things with the world with this Chiron going through Taurus. It's going to be a big thing. Okay, so when we get to April next year, it's coming back over that moon. Saturn's kind of go back in now. It's going to be there 2.5 years. It's just going to get more intense with his work. And I just really feel like that there's going to be, and plus with that Pluto and Descendant, it's about starting again and it's about relationships. And I feel like it's going to be about the public. We're in Aquarius, which is all about people, society, communities as well. And I feel like he's trying to distance himself from his brother, but I feel like it's not really going to fly or it's not going to work. Let's look at Camilla, at her chart. Let me just put it back to the right year. And let's go to Camilla's chart. So I have this here. So with Camilla, they're both in ascending Leos too. Interesting. Actually, all three of them, Aaron and Andrew, ascending Leos. So the way it can come across is a bit like they want attention, they want to be in the spotlight. They can come across like that, all three of them. However, she is a Cancer, sure, Cancer Sun, Cancer Moon, Cancer in the Mercury's also in Cancer and Venus. So she's got three planets here in Cancer and then Mars in Gemini. The Mars in Gemini makes her uplift and a bit funny and sort of able to be a little bit more charismatic, but she hides a lot. She would hide her emotions. She would hide her true feelings. Also, too, she's got a lot of there's planets also in the 12th house. She brings a lot of karma in. She gets what she wants because she's got all these trials of Jupiter. So this is why she somehow tries to get what she wants. I don't feel like the queen actually wanted her to be king. I feel like, or queen, sorry, queen. I feel like her hands were tied. I feel like that there was manipulation on Charles's part. That's what I kind of feel personally. Now, she's also someone who has a bit of a temper. She's got Saturn there. She sort of worries a lot as well. But when she does get angry, I feel like she's going to be more a bit scary. With the Saturn and Pluto there coming close together. She's also got conjunction with the moon and with Venus, so she can get a bit emotional when it comes to money and relationships. She does need stability and feel safe and secure. Also, having all these planets in Cancer here, she would hide her true feelings, even hide what doesn't reveal a lot. I feel like too. Now, they both got. Well, actually, with Charles, he's with his career, he had the MC in Aries, same as she does. So it's about the career wanting power, and it's also about leadership too, doing their own thing, which also fits. Now, she has, just like Charles, that Chiron going for the 10th house. She's also got the Pluto on the descendant. I don't know. I just feel like these couple are going to go away. I just feel like that there's going to be a turn of events, and I feel like mud is going to stick. And I just feel like when we get to July or August, I do feel like there's going to be some turn of events coming up here. There's also for her, it's like an unexpected destiny here. So it's like a shift in a life lesson or destiny point here. It's something unexpected. They feel didn't know what was going to happen. She's also got, she does have Jupiter going through this 12th house and it's hitting all these planets, and that is giving her some good energy at the moment. It's right over their sun. So that's giving her some luck over her life. And then just like Charles in a couple of years, these guys go through the same transit, so they go through similar things. So her Chiron, her pain, her wound is to do with her family. At the same time, she has luck, but I kind of feel like with her family, I don't feel like it's just all bed of roses. And I just don't feel like in a royal family, I don't feel like she's very liked either. I will say that. Too. And at the same time, she's also going to have that Saturn going through the 10th house. So they're going to go through these things together, these transits together. Probably more intense because of that moon transit over the moon for Charles. But I kind of feel like these guys are going to be backing out of the spotlight for a little while. Even all the trials of Jupiter, I don't think is going to save them. This is something that's been a pressure cooker here, and that things don't sort of go away, is what I feel. I feel like she's someone who doesn't want to give a lot away either. I feel like she might try to be like, especially when younger, maybe like a homebody, homemaker. With family, like be like a love-hate relationship with the family for her, having Jupiter and Chiron here as well, is what I feel. She gets blinded by love too. She does get blinded by love. But still those those tries to Jupiter. Some people are very lucky. That's a very lucky transit. That's how she sort of gets what she wants in the end, doesn't it? Anyway, but this time I feel like that she will need to take a step back, or they both will take a step back. Now, why I say they're all connected is because here's Prince Andrew's chart here. He is a Pisces, again, ascending Leo. So they would be all like sort of fame whores, some say fame whores, but they would all just want the spotlight, the way it's, say they come out. Now, he is Pisces Sun. He would see his mom as someone who can have secrets, someone who can be of a lot of power as well, because Scorpio's about a lot of power too, because it's ruled by Pluto. He'd see his dad as the intuitive one, or maybe his dad saw him as being like, his dad always played the victim perhaps too. We don't know behind closed doors. Not a fan of Prince Philip either. I did like the Queen, but yeah. Now, see, Andrew being a Pisces and have Mercury in Pisces, he has a way of being the victim. He also a little bit sensitive, a bit emotional. Having this water sign here, he would also be someone who gets a bit paranoid at times as well. He also had a lot of sextiles and tries. I think that's why he got in favor with the public when earlier life. Not, I can see why things have been crumbling around him, but prior to that, all these sextiles and tries that he's got does help him. And he'd be someone who's a bit more structured and a bit more organized than Prince Charles too, because he's got the Capricorn in Venus and also Mars in Capricorn too. With Prince Andrew, he would like things in a certain way, certain order. And if you mess that up, he would get a bit angry, or if you don't follow his rules, he would get a bit angry. And Venus in Capricorn, he likes women who are very organized, very structured, hardworking is what he likes in a partner as well. He also has Jupiter in the 5th house, so like with relationships, that's also why he had that very charismatic with the public, and also even with the relationships. Like there was a relationship breakdown with Fergie, but they were still sort of together, and that was that Jupiter in the 5th house. But also part of his wound though is part of relationships, and also it's close to 8th house, so it can be money but he has the conjunction here with the sun. So that is pain around his life. So there's, even though what we see on the outside is not what we see on, not going to be what's happening on the inside. There's a lot of, I feel like, things and that we don't know about because part of his life is a bit of a wound. He might even suffer from depression as well, perhaps. I'm only guessing or surmising by the energies of the chart. When he's see they got the same transits as his Pluto is not on the DC, but it has. So a couple of years ago when this were broken, when the Pluto would have been, I believe, over this Venus Mars conjunction. So, and also too, he gets, it's a strength when it comes to love and money, but also he gets a bit angry over love and money as well, and finances too. He's also the being of service, being that these planets in the sixth house. What's the problem or why he's going through everything now? We've got that Chiron going through that 10th house again. So all those people that say Chiron is a healer, we can see it's not a healer. So he's going to go through some more dark times. I'm going to say dark because I just heard dark times ahead. I kind of feel like he'll have to be in exile. I kind of feel like he's going to be leaving and going in exile. And I just feel like that with what's going on with him, it's going to affect Charles. But I feel like Charles is also hiding things as well that may be revealed or is going to be. And I think with Charles, I don't trust him. And I do feel like some of it, he's putting his heat onto the brother to deflect off himself. The thing is with Andrew in the family, there's a dissolving energy as well as he gets a bit emotional too. So interesting. He saw his mum as being the homemaker. It's just interesting. Saw the dad as the his money. Interesting. Also, too, he's had Uranus going through his 10th house, so unexpected thing, which has happened with him being stripped of his titles. So the chart is working, or the chart always works, but we can see how it's affected the career. It's about to go into the 11th house, house of friends, but also, too, like the other two, in a couple next year, when we get to July next year, August next year, he's going to have Jupiter in the second house. So again, there's some kind of money. So it's this. There's the three of them. There's these energies that's going with the three of them. So they could potentially get jobs overseas. There's something going to happen, but I feel like there's going to be stepping down away from current life, is what I feel like is going to happen though. But unexpected things do happen to happens to Andrew as well. I don't want to get too much into the legal stuff with Andrew. I know once, and then he's going to go through Saturn as well, like the other two. Because of the aspects that he has in years to come, he will go back into favor with people, with Andrew. It won't be that he'll be out in his ear forever. Um, Charles, on the other hand, I think Charles has always had a different relationship with the public, and I feel like I don't feel Charles is going to come. Charles will come back from what's going to happen. I kind of feel like it's going to happen in July, August. I just feel like that there's a stepping down. I do feel like it might be Andrew that goes into exile. I don't feel. I feel like the legal applications intense, but at the same time, it may go away. At the moment, I feel like I didn't look at Fergie's chart. If you want me to look at her chart, I can look at a different time. But I just feel like that I do feel like she does support Andrew, though. That's the thing. With the other two, they'll be in it together as well. But Camilla's going to lose favor with the public. Like she's gotten, a little bit in favor at the moment, but I do feel like that will be out of favor again, too. The public seeing here, especially Pluto going through that seventh house. And then we've got Uranus going through that 11th house. I just feel like it's going to happen all of a sudden. It'll be unexpected, it'll be unusual, but I feel like the public are going to be happier with William being in power than with Charles anyway. And I kind of feel like they need fresh blood. They need someone who fresh in. I feel like with Charles, it's like the secret's going to come out. The secret's going to be exposed with him. And I don't feel like he's going to be able to hide it. I feel like that he will get angry. He'll be pushed to do what he has to do. I feel like that he won't like the losing of power, but I feel like this is something that has to be done to wipe the slate clean. I feel like that he, at the moment, he puts a lot of heat onto Andrew using certain things. That's what I'm going to say about that. I'm not going to go into Epstein. I'm not going to go about the lady that committed, that, well, took her life. She was a double Leo, double Virgo, actually. She would like the spotlight with the double Leo, which in the end she did. So I'm not going to go into that into this video. I'm not going to make a video on that because I feel like that topic's very sensitive, and I see things through a different way, and I do pick up things on that, but I'm not going to get into that in this video. Basically, what I do feel like is though is that there will become a time, I feel like, where more Andrew's going to come back from this. It won't be now and it won't be next year. It'll be years down the track when things in that 10th house does clear up for Andrew. Also, too, with Andrew, he's born with Pluto in the second house. So with him, too, it's like with his earnings or the way he earns money or part of his work, there's this energy of destruction but rebirth. So with the chart, it does indicate there's a rebirth. So as I said, I feel like with him, he bounces back in years to come. It's not going to be now, but there is a bounce back. Charles, on the other hand, not as much because he's born that Chiron and that Mars in that fifth house, and people haven't forgotten about Diana as well. It's a different, and where the planets are with his chart, Charles leaves a bad taste in people's mouths. And I feel like there's more secrets to come out of his too than to be stuff that he tries to put under the rug or tries to blame someone else, but it won't work. Camilla will be going back in the scenes once. Whoever whoever lasts the longest. If Charles goes first, then she will go back she won't be in the public spotlight. She will go back because I feel like there will be a thing of William, Erin, and Harry. I feel like will sort of put her back um, as well. But I feel like things are about to change. But in terms of making Queen the Camilla Queen console, I kind of feel like that there was manipulation. I don't feel like it was that the Queen wanted her to be in that role. I feel like that she had to there was something that was said, something that was done that she had to change her mind on that. I don't think it was that she really wanted this to happen. But yeah, we'll see what happens. But I will do um, William and I will do Kate in a separate video. I may even look at some of their children because I know that Louis has a very strong chart to be of a royal blood. I know there's other mediums, psychics have said that I think the line's going to finish after William. I don't think it is, but I kind of feel like when we get to the youngest boy, he's the one who may be king. So, but we'll look at his chart in another video. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you want me to cover more in depth of these. Anyways, thank you for your likes, your shares, and your comments. Oh, okay. Okay, what I feel like is going to happen too, what I'm getting, this is not really just a general prediction. I feel like there's going to be more unveiling. So there's going to be more like gardens. They're going to let the public go into more areas, and it's going to be a thing about money as well. And I do feel like that even though there's government and governments make the law in England, I feel like there's going to be, especially when William comes in, more of a calming, and he'll want rest and he'll want peace. So I do feel like he's going to try and mend things that have happened because I feel like that Charles has been meddling in the certain issues and certain things that are coming in. I feel like it's because of Charles as well. feel like he's been meddling into politics. He's meddling or going over the line where his mum would stand back a little bit. He tries to get more involved. And I feel like him doing that, it's not working, it's not flowing. It's like I see that curdling. So nothing is going the right way. But it's, as I said, it's in the chart, it's meant to happen. And I do feel like that he will have no choice and there'll be a push for him to advocate, to step down. And I feel like William's gonna make a better king personally. And I feel like that it's a bit of a celebration. And I kind of feel like it's a bit of happiness there with William taking that place. Because at the end of the day, it's gonna be like that Diana won. It's going to be like Diana got the last laugh. So I feel like that even the whole Diana stuff is going to maybe even come back. But I do feel like that it's like with Charles, it's like he's got a lot of stuff hidden under the rug. But at the moment, it's like a lumps that you can see under the rug. So I feel like it's going to be, he can't hide much more under the rug, which therefore is going to be exposed. And it's like a trigger domino effect that is going to lead him to have to, him and hearing advocate. That's what I keep on getting. Okay. Anyway, we'll leave it there. Thank you for likes, shares, and comments, and I'll see you for my next video. So bye for now.